Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going on a journey to explore the current landscape of private space exploration.
Oh, wow.
Our mission today is to understand how this industry is shaping the future and where the real innovation is happening. You might be picturing, I don't know, like sprawling research centers.
Yeah.
But get this.
Okay.
Some of the most fascinating work is being done in repurposed warehouses, industrial spaces,
Oh,
even shipping containers.
interesting.
We'll dive into all that and more with our expert who's going to help us unpack it all.
Yeah, that's right. We're seeing a surge in private companies kind of pushing the boundaries of what's possible in space. And they're doing it in some pretty unexpected places.
So let's talk about these unconventional settings.
Sure.
What kind of groundbreaking work is actually happening in these, let's say, less glamorous locations?
Well, there's this one company that's actually growing seed crystals in microgravity inside a converted warehouse. And these crystals, they could lead to incredible advancements in medical treatments. And then there's also this team that's developing energy-efficient lasers for deep space mining,
Okay.
all within a modified shipping container.
What?
It's not all futuristic tech either. Some are building modular platforms for scientific missions, all in these spaces you wouldn't believe.
Really?
This is the new space frontier, and it's happening right now.
It's incredible to think about all this happening right now, not in some sci-fi movie. It definitely paints a different picture than the sterile labs we usually imagine. But we can't talk about the rise of private space exploration without mentioning SpaceX and the impact of Elon Musk.
Absolutely. Elon Musk's influence on this industry is undeniable. SpaceX revolutionized the commercial launch industry by dramatically lowering costs.
Right.
Before them, getting anything into space was incredibly expensive
Oh, yeah.
and limited to governments and a select few.
So SpaceX essentially opened the doors for all these startups to emerge.
Exactly. SpaceX created a more accessible pathway with their reusable rockets and cost-effective launch services. Without them, this current boom in private space ventures might not be happening. It's like they built the highway, and now these innovative companies are driving on at full speed ahead.
That's a great analogy. But what I find really interesting is that, while everyone knows Elon Musk, there's another key figure who often gets overlooked but deserves a lot of credit for shaping this landscape, Lori Garver.
Oh yeah, Lori Garver's contributions have been extremely impactful. As NASA's deputy administrator under President Obama, she was a huge advocate for private space exploration.
Can you tell us more about what she did that was so pivotal for the industry?
Well, Garver recognized that excessive regulations were stifling innovation. And one of her key achievements was streamlining the process for obtaining launch licenses, which used to take years, but under her leadership was reduced to months. This, along with cutting red tape and fostering partnerships with private companies, helped create a more supportive environment for the industry. She streamlined NASA's processes, sped up projects, and encouraged collaboration, creating fertile ground for space startups to take root and grow.
So there's a direct link between her efforts and the thriving industry we see today.
Without a doubt. However, even with her progress, navigating the regulatory side of space travel can still feel like trying to find your way through a maze.
I can imagine. Dealing with all the legal complexities of space travel must be pretty overwhelming for these startups.
It definitely can be. There are multiple agencies involved, each with their own set of rules and requirements. We're talking about the FCC for spectrum rights, the FAA for launch approvals, NASA, NOAA, and even the Department of Defense for landing permissions.
So how do these startups even begin to navigate all of that? Can you give us an example of how these regulations impact their work?
Well, these regulations, while intended to ensure safety and coordination, can sometimes create barriers to innovation. For example, a startup developing a new type of satellite might face lengthy delays just to secure the necessary spectrum rights from the FCC,
Okay.
even if their technology could ultimately benefit everyone.
It sounds like finding a balance between safety and innovation is crucial.
It is.
So what's the solution? How do we simplify this complex web of regulations without compromising safety?
Well, that's where Garver's approach offers valuable lessons.
Okay.
Imagine a streamlined system with a single point of contact for all regulatory matters. Standardizing processes, faster decision-making, all of this could dramatically reduce the friction that slows down progress.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And it seems like this is important not just for the companies themselves, but for the U.S. to maintain its leadership in space exploration, especially with competition from China.
Exactly. The stakes are high. Streamlining regulations isn't just about making things easier for entrepreneurs. It's about ensuring the U.S. stays at the forefront of this global space race and realizes the potential benefits this sector offers.
What are some of those benefits?
Think groundbreaking discoveries with applications in national security, global communications, even data infrastructure. These innovations won't just change space exploration, they'll have a profound impact on life here on Earth.
Yeah, I'm convinced. It sounds like simplifying regulations is key to unlocking the full potential of private space exploration. But what does that future look like? What are these startups working on that could truly transform the industry?
That's what's so exciting. Let me tell you about these small satellites called CubeSats. That's what's so exciting.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about these small satellites called CubeSats.
Yeah.
They're incredibly versatile and relatively inexpensive to launch.
Yeah, I've heard of CubeSats. What can they actually do?
Oh, don't let their size fool you.
Yeah.
These little powerhouses can be used for everything from Earth observation and scientific research to communications and even space debris monitoring.
Really?
And because they're so affordable, they open up space exploration to universities, research institutions, and even individual entrepreneurs who wouldn't have had access before.
Wow, that really is democratizing space exploration.
Precisely. And that's where the real magic happens.
Mhm.
When you empower a wider range of minds and perspectives to tackle these challenges, you get an explosion of creativity and innovation. Who knows what kind of groundbreaking solutions will emerge from these unexpected corners of the space industry?
It's amazing to think about the possibilities. We've got these startups working on everything from microgravity experiments to deep space mining lasers, all fueled by affordable launch services from SpaceX and a regulatory framework that's hopefully becoming more streamlined. But what about the bigger picture? What are the long-term goals of all this private space activity?
Well, that's a question that sparks a lot of debate.
Yeah.
Some envision a future where private companies establish permanent settlements on the moon or Mars, mining resources and expanding humanity's reach into the cosmos. And others believe the focus should be on developing space-based infrastructure to address challenges here on Earth, like climate change, energy production, or global connectivity.
So there are many different visions for the future of space exploration.
There are.
Do you think these different goals are at odds with each other?
Not necessarily. The beauty of the private sector is that it can pursue multiple paths simultaneously. We could see companies building lunar outposts while others focus on developing solar power satellites or asteroid mining operations. And as these ventures mature, they'll inevitably lead to unforeseen spin-off technologies and applications that benefit us all.
It seems like we're at a really pivotal moment in history. We've gone from government-led missions to a world where private companies are launching rockets, building satellites, and dreaming of colonizing other planets.
Right.
It's incredible to think about how far we've come in just a few decades.
It truly is. And the pace of change is only accelerating.
Yeah.
What we're witnessing today is just the beginning. Imagine a future where space travel is as commonplace as air travel, where resources from asteroids fuel our economies, and where humanity has a permanent presence beyond Earth.
Yeah.
It might sound like science fiction, but it's becoming increasingly plausible.
What are you most excited about in terms of the future of private space exploration? What keeps you up at night?
That's a tough question.
Yeah.
There's so many possibilities. But I think what excites me most is the potential for truly transformative discoveries. Whether it's finding evidence of life beyond Earth, unlocking the secrets of dark matter, or developing revolutionary technologies that solve some of our most pressing challenges, the space sector holds the key to unlocking some of humanity's biggest questions.
I love that. The pursuit of knowledge and the unknown, driven by these passionate entrepreneurs working in unexpected places. What are some examples of smaller, incremental innovations that you've seen come out of this new wave of space exploration?
It's not just about the big headline-grabbing discoveries.
Right.
Each new material developed, each process improved, each challenge overcome contributes to the larger tapestry of progress.
Sure.
For example, new lightweight materials designed for spacecraft have found applications in everything from medical devices to high-performance athletic wear. And advancements in robotics, initially developed for space exploration, are now being used in industries like manufacturing and healthcare.
It's fascinating how these advancements can have such a ripple effect across different industries.
Exactly. And that's why I believe the private space sector is so important. It's not just about exploring the cosmos. It's about pushing the boundaries of human ingenuity and creating a better future for everyone.
That's a great point. But we also have to acknowledge the challenges and risks associated with this new era of space exploration.
Of course, space exploration is inherently risky and complex. Technical failures, accidents, and unforeseen setbacks are inevitable.
So what are some of the specific challenges that companies are facing?
One of the biggest challenges is the harsh environment of space. Extreme temperatures, radiation, and micrometeoroids can all pose significant threats to spacecraft and equipment. Companies have to invest heavily in research and development to ensure their technologies can withstand these conditions.
That makes sense. What about the human factor? Sending people into space comes with its own set of unique challenges, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The human body is not designed for prolonged exposure to microgravity, and astronauts face numerous health risks, including bone loss, muscle atrophy, and cardiovascular problems. There's also the psychological toll of isolation and confinement. Companies are working on developing technologies and strategies to mitigate these risks and ensure the well-being of astronauts.
It sounds like there are a lot of obstacles to overcome.
Yep.
But it also seems like there's a lot of ingenuity and determination driving this industry forward.
Exactly. And that's what makes this field so inspiring. These companies are not just tackling technological challenges, they're pushing the boundaries of human resilience and our understanding of what's possible. And that's something worth celebrating.
Speaking of pushing boundaries, we talked earlier about the need to streamline regulations to foster innovation.
Right.
But how do we balance that with ensuring the responsible use of space?
You've hit on a crucial point. As we venture further into space, we need to be mindful of our impact and ensure that we're not creating problems for future generations.
So what are some of the specific concerns about the environmental impact of space exploration?
Well, one concern is space debris. Every satellite launched, every rocket stage discarded, adds to the growing cloud of debris orbiting our planet. This debris poses a collision risk to operational spacecraft and could eventually make certain orbits unusable.
That's a sobering thought. Are there any efforts being made to address this issue?
Yes, there are. Some companies are developing technologies to capture and remove space debris. Others are designing spacecraft with end-of-life disposal plans, such as deorbiting them into the atmosphere where they'll burn up.
It sounds like finding sustainable solutions is crucial for the long-term viability of space exploration. What about the potential for conflict in space?
That's another important consideration.
Yeah.
As more nations and companies become active in space, there's a growing need for international agreements and norms of behavior to prevent misunderstandings and potential conflicts. The Outer Space Treaty, signed in 1967, provides a framework for peaceful cooperation in space, but it needs to be updated to reflect the realities of the 21st century.
This is a balancing act between encouraging innovation and setting responsible guidelines.
Precisely. And it's a conversation that needs to involve not just governments and corporations, but scientists, ethicists, and the public at large. After all, space belongs to all of humanity, and we have a collective responsibility to ensure its peaceful and sustainable use.
It's clear that there are many challenges and ethical considerations to grapple with as we enter this new era of space exploration, but it's also incredibly exciting to think about the possibilities that lie ahead.
It is. And that's what I hope our listeners take away from this deep dive. The future of space exploration is being shaped right now by passionate individuals, innovative companies, and a growing global community. And while there will undoubtedly be challenges along the way, the potential rewards are simply too great to ignore.
That's a great point. Before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question. We talked about these unexpected places where innovation is happening, repurposed warehouses, shipping containers. What other unexpected innovations might emerge from these settings as the private space sector continues to grow?
That's a question that really gets the imagination going. What's truly remarkable is that we're just at the beginning of this journey. The convergence of rapidly advancing technologies like artificial intelligence, robotics, and biotechnology with the expanding realm of space exploration is creating a fertile ground for breakthroughs we can't even anticipate.
It's not just about rockets and satellites. It's about pushing the boundaries of human ingenuity. It feels like we're creating a future that once seemed like pure science fiction.
And that future is being built right now in those repurposed warehouses and industrial spaces by passionate individuals who dare to dream big. It's a testament to the enduring human spirit of exploration and our insatiable curiosity about the universe and our place within it.
I think that's a perfect takeaway for our listeners today. The future of space exploration is in our hands, and it's a future brimming with potential. So keep looking up, stay curious, and who knows, maybe you'll be the one to make the next groundbreaking discovery, even if it's in your own backyard.
Indeed. The cosmos is calling, and it's up to us to answer.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the exciting world of private space exploration. Until next time, keep exploring. We talked about these unexpected places where innovation is happening, repurposed warehouses, shipping containers. What other unexpected innovations might emerge from these settings as the private space sector continues to grow?
That's a question that really gets the imagination going. What's truly remarkable is that we're just at the beginning of this journey. The convergence of rapidly advancing technologies like artificial intelligence, robotics, and biotechnology with the expanding realm of space exploration is creating a fertile ground for breakthroughs I don't think we can even anticipate.
Yeah, it's not just about rockets and satellites, it's about pushing the boundaries of human ingenuity. It feels like we're creating a future that once seemed like pure science fiction.
Yeah, and that future is being built right now in those repurposed warehouses and industrial spaces by passionate individuals who dare to dream big. It's a testament to the enduring human spirit of exploration and our insatiable curiosity about the universe and our place within it.
I think that's a perfect takeaway for our listeners today. The future of space exploration is in our hands, and it's a future brimming with potential. So keep looking up, stay curious, and who knows, maybe you'll be the one to make the next groundbreaking discovery, even if it's in your own backyard.
Indeed, the cosmos is calling, and it's up to us to answer.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the exciting world of private space exploration. Until next time, keep exploring.